Look, Leon, I know you're not talking to me right now, but I do think that I should be talking to you. Things have been happening. They've been happening. Things that only you would believe are happening. They're onto us, Leon. I know they are. People say that they're not, but I know they are. They're onto us. About the places we found. That factory that we saw. Where we saw those workers and stuff. They know about that. I don't know how they know about it, but they do. And now they're coming after me. Well, they're coming after us. They're worried that we'll tell the world about what we saw. The horrible things that we saw in that factory. And so, you've got to get back here. You've got to get back here now. You've got to tell them the truth. Tell them that we were just wandering about. That we were just kids, looking about the place, looking for things to do, trying to spend our time away from our families and all that. That we just stumbled across that factory. We didn't mean to find it. It was all an accident. You've got to tell them that, Leon. You've got to. I can't tell them that. I can't tell them. They already don't trust me. I mean, why would they trust me? I wouldn't trust me. I've been trying to get them off my back for years. Running away from them. Constantly on the move. Trying to run away. Tell them to go this way. No, go that way. No, go this way. No, go that way. No, don't go that way. I told you not to go that way. No, don't go down there. Don't go down there. No, there's nothing down there. Why are you going down there? I told you not to go down there. Don't go down there, okay? Don't go down there. Fucking don't go down there! I'm sorry, Leon. I'm sorry. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. A lot of things are happening. I mean, that's why I need you back here. I need your help. I need you to talk to them. You always had a way with words, didn't you? You could somehow speak to people easily. I mean, whilst I could barely form a proper sentence. You always had this kind of, I don't know, magic whenever you spoke. I guess because you spoke. Because you spoke, the world, it felt as if it was healing. So all the troubles would be gone. They'd be gone soon. Your words were some sort of assurance. Reminds me of the time I think I was staying at yours. I think it was not long after the funeral, your mum's funeral, and I had something. I was sleeping in the other room and I had something. I had a nightmare, I think. I don't remember what the nightmare was about, but I know it affected me deeply. I felt like I was being crushed by some sort of darkness, or I felt as if someone was out there to get me. Someone was coming after me. I rushed into your room. I came in and woke you up and started to cry. At first I think you felt a bit awkward. I could sense it, but after a little while, I guess you felt sorry for me. I started to caress my head. You stroked it softly. You know, I generally Generally don't like being touched. I usually try to avoid it, but somehow, at that moment, at that exact moment, it was the perfect thing. It was what I wanted most in the world. And you told me everything was going to be alright. That's really all you said. You kept just saying that over and over, that everything was going to be alright. And so I wanted to stay there forever. But after a while you told me that was enough, that I need to go back to bed. Yeah. That if I stayed any longer people would probably talk. I wanted to ask you maybe for just a few more minutes. Just stroke my head and tell me everything was alright for just a few minutes longer. But I guess your words, they have some power, because the moment you said it, I knew you were right, and so I obeyed. And then I left your room.
You can only attack someone else if you're okay.
Do you remember this place, Leon? We used to come here all the time, didn't we? You said it was haunted. That an old woman lived there. That she died in a fire and her ghost roamed the building. That's what the other kids said, at least. But we never saw her, did we? We searched and searched and searched, but it's like she was scared of us. Which is kind of funny when you think about it. A ghost being scared of the humans rather than the other way around. I remember one night, it was just you and me there. Something came over me and I tried to kiss you. Not the most romantic place, I know, but I don't know. Just in that moment it felt right. But I guess it wasn't, seeing as you pushed me away. Told me you weren't into that kind of stuff, and well, that was that. We left not long after and never spoke of it again, did we? You probably forgot about it, but it's haunted me for many, many years. But anyway, I need you back, Leon. And soon. I've been on my feet night after night, day after day. I've got to keep moving. Moving, walking. No time to rest. I mean, they could be anywhere. I know they're everywhere. There could be a man right now, hiding in that tree over there, with a camera, following me along as I'm talking to you. Recording everything that I'm saying to you, sending it back to his superiors. I can't trust anything, really. I know you're laughing at me. You always said I made things up, claimed I lived in another world, lived in my own imagination, or something like that. But this is the truth. Why would I lie about something like this? I would much prefer to sit down and rest and live a quiet life and read a book and eat a good meal and not have to think about all these things. Not have to think about the dangers of the world. Not have to think about being taken away to a place I don't want to. I would love to. Love to just relax. To just stop and sit down and just relax. But I can't. I can't trust anyone.
Spanky too. Hey. He spoke out Spanky. I said, with a bit of luck, we might lose the voice. Tim would be happy.
You don't realise how far they'll go to try and catch me. They'll do anything. They'll use anything and everything. Like last week, when my mother called. Oh, well, at least I thought it was my mother. She certainly sounded like my mother. Her number was the same, so naturally I thought it was my mother. But something was off. When she called, there was something that was not quite right. See, she would call me. She would call me every day at exactly 4:45 p.m. She was always very, anal about exact times and all that. And so she would call me at 4:45 on the dot. Call me and tell me to come back home. She did this for about a month, and each time I gave her an excuse. Told her I was busy, or that I had to keep moving, or that the world needed me, or whatever. She kept on calling me every day at 4:45 p.m. But this day was different. This time it was off, because, well, she called at 4:47 p.m., 2 whole minutes later than usual. Now that's very strange. It may not seem strange to you, but it was very strange for me. And I told her so. I asked her why she called me 2 minutes too late. Why didn't she call me at 4:45? And she said something like her back was hurting. Before she called me, she was about to get up off her chair and that her back started to hurt and she couldn't get up properly. Which I suppose sounds fair, I guess, but isn't it funny that it happened? It just so happened when she was about to call me. It could have happened at any other time of the day. When she woke up, when she went back to bed, when she got up to, I don't know, clean the kitchen or whatever. Any other time of day, she could have struggled to get up. But no, it was just at the moment that she was about to call me. Somehow magically her back wasn't working for her or whatever. And so my sirens were on full alert. Or at least slightly on alert. I could tell something was off. That the woman I was talking to, that she may not actually be my mother. That she was not the woman I thought she was. So I asked her a question. A question only me and my mum would know. Something that no one else in the world would know. I asked her, what was the colour of the shirt that I ate when I was 6 years old? And she replied, she said something like, how the hell am I supposed to remember a thing like that? Which is exactly what someone, pretending to be your mother would say. A good way to divert the question, act like you don't remember. Which, I mean, come on. Surely she would remember something like that. And so, the sirens in my head, they got louder and louder. They slowly creeped up, going from yellow to red. I was nearly going to hang up, but then I thought I might give her one last chance. I suppose there was a chance that maybe she was telling the truth. As slim as it was, there was a chance that she had actually gotten a back problem just as she was about to call me, and so ended up calling me 2 minutes late. And I suppose there was also a chance, we're getting very, very coincidental right now, but there was a chance that she did not remember the colour of my shirt. It was a very, very slim chance, but I guess a chance nonetheless. And so I decided to give her one more question. I asked her, what was the name of the giraffe nightlight that I had near my bed when I was 5.5 years old? And she thought for a moment. And then she said Harold. You called him Harold, which was correct. I suppose you're thinking, then there's nothing to worry about. But it was all just me being weird and my weird imagination and whatnot. But you've got to remember that she took nearly a whole minute to answer that question. Like, she didn't just say it straight away, like she should have. She took her time. And so, it seemed clear to me that within that minute, it was some sort of like another delay tactic, I guess. Something to prolong the time while she, or maybe someone next to her, some agent sitting right next to her, could flick through my files and find the answer. To find the piece of paper that told them the name of the giraffe lamp that I had. And so I knew whoever I was talking to was not my mother. I knew I was talking to someone who was pretending to be my mother. Some secret agent. Very good at impersonating my mother. And so I asked her. I asked this woman, who was pretending to be my mother, what she had done with my actual mum. And the woman replied. She said something like, "Look, Noel, I've had enough of your shit. Your father's in the hospital. He may not last much longer, okay? I need you back here. I need you back home. I'm so worried about you. I'm worried about you, and your father's worried about you. Please come back home, Noel. I don't know what else to do. I need you back home. All I can do is beg. Please come back home, Noel. Please." And at that moment, I quickly hung up. I was starting to feel some sort of sympathy, I guess. Some sense of sadness. It was creeping inside of me. And I knew that if I kept feeling this way, that I would have been lured into their trap. That they would have sort of compelled me to return to my home, and that when I entered my home, I would have been clobbered on the head and knocked out and taken to some place. And so I hung up as quickly as I could, and I threw the phone in a nearby river to stop them from tracking me. I don't even have a phone now. I can't risk having one. Things have gotten too dangerous. All I have is this camera. This camera and my clothes and some food. And I suppose you're still with me. Or at least the memory of you is still with me. It keeps me going, that memory. Hopefully soon, very soon, the memory will become a reality again, one day. I hope so. I ask about you sometimes. I try to collect memories of you from other people. Something to add to my own memories, I guess. Perhaps to make me feel as if we spent even more time together than we did. But it seems there's no point to that, is there? No one seems to remember you. They've forgotten all about you. Or at least they pretend to forget about you. No doubt the powers that be are making them forget. To try and write you out of history, I guess. Act as if you were never there in the first place. Amazing, isn't it? How easy it is for people to be swayed. To fulfill the orders given to them. To pretend that someone who was once an important part of their life is now nothing at all. Something that never was. Your name is a cipher. An absence in the collective memory. But I remember you, Leon. And I'll always remember you. You can guarantee that. There's not much else you can guarantee from me. Who knows if you can guarantee that I'll make it to the end of this night, or to the next morning, or to the night after that. I continue to move, but, well, at some point this is going to stop. And probably soon. I can't say for certain when, but soon. All I know is I've got to keep moving, and that I can't trust anyone. I used to catch public transport as well. I thought I was safe being in a public space, you know, and lots of people around, but even that proved not to be true. I found this out a few weeks ago. I was supposed to get off at Adamstown, you see. I can't remember why, but I knew that was my stop. However, when I got off I noticed that the station said Kotara. I thought that was strange, seeing as I was certain I was at Adamstown, but I got off at Adamstown. I went up to a man who was working there, a rail worker, and I said that there was something wrong with their signs, but they all said Kotara, even though it was obviously Adamstown, which we were in. He gave me a funny look. He looked at me weirdly and he said something like, "You're right in the head." I thought that was a bit much, seeing as all I was doing was trying to be helpful, you know. I was about to insult him back, but then I realised that I was the one mistaken. That I was in fact in Kotara. But I was certain I got off at Adamstown. It was always the third stop, I remember. I counted. 1, 2, 3. Get off. And yet here I was, in Kotara. Then it occurred to me. This was a setup. They had purposely let me off in Kotara instead of Adamstown. They wanted me here for some reason. I thought it was a safe train, but I guess all those other people on the train, they were all actors. Acting as if this train was a normal one. And so I knew I was in the enemy's clutches. So I had to hurry. No doubt a van would probably stop right out the front of the station, and two guys in suits would come out and grab me and take me away somewhere. So I had to be quick. I saw another train coming in the opposite direction, and was about to jump on. But suddenly I stopped myself. After all, if they had set me up here, then obviously they control the trains. And so no doubt if I hopped on this train, any train really, I would be back where I started. Back in Kitara, back in the enemy's hands. And so I did the only thing that was left for me to do. I ran. I ran from the station, into the street, into some suburb somewhere. People watched me as I went, but I didn't stop. I ran for hours and hours. I knew I had to get as far away as possible. It was still daytime by the time I left the train station. But by the time I stopped, it had gone dark. I was in the middle of I don't know where, some random suburb. Hopefully out of enemy territory, but, well, I couldn't be too sure. I stood still for 5 minutes to catch my breath. It had been a long run. And as I did, I heard someone who was singing. It was a strange song. I couldn't quite make it out, but it was kind of sad and it was badly sung. The voice lacked much in the way of tone. Definitely not a musical voice. And as it sung, the voice began to come closer and closer, until a body emerged in front of me, out of the darkness. He was an oldish man, perhaps in his 40s maybe. He wore a white shirt and a tie and black pants and black shoes. An office worker, or at least an office worker look, I guess. In his right hand he held a bottle of something. It was inside a paper bag, which he squeaked from time to time as he sang. He stopped singing, he stopped moving, and he stared at me. He stared at me as if he'd never met another human all his life. And then he suddenly said to me, he said some strange words. He said, "Isn't it past your bedtime?" I didn't really know what to say, so I replied, "There's no time for sleep." He stared at me for a little longer in silence. I didn't say anything either. And then suddenly, he started to laugh. He cracked up as if laughing had taken over his entire body. Like it was the funniest thing in the world, whatever I said. I think it was after a minute or two, after he'd been laughing the entire time, he finally wiped his eyes. His face was red, and he looked back at me. "You're a funny guy," he said. He showed me the bottle, and then he shoved it in my hand, and I took it off him, and he said, "You know, I was about to kill myself this evening. I was just heading for the river and was going to jump in. End it all. But after that, I don't think I'm in the mood. After that much needed laugh, I'm kind of happy. I guess that was all I needed. At least, for tonight. With those words, he turned around and walked back into the darkness. Disappeared from view. And I was once again alone. The nights are getting colder. I know they say the opposite. They say that the world is getting warmer. But I feel different. The nights are darker too. The whole world is slipping into darkness. I think I told you that before, the last time we spoke. Do you remember that night? I remember it well. I came to your house. It was past midnight. It must have been raining all evening, because I was drenched to the bone. I'm not really sure how I got to your place, but there I was, at your front door, banging on the front door, crying for you to open it. When you did come to the door, slowly, you took your time. I could tell that you were mad. You said something about how I woke up your wife and kids. Something about how you had to work tomorrow. I needed to see you. I knew I needed to see you for a reason. I can't really say why, but I felt as if the whole world was about to collapse on itself. That, everything was sort of compressing and everything was going to smash together suddenly, at any moment. And I needed to tell you about it. I felt like you were the one who needed to know about this. I think in truth that I just needed someone to comfort me. I needed you to tell me that everything was going to be alright. I wanted you to hold me in your arms, like you did on that night when we were young and I came into your room when I had that nightmare. That's all I really wanted. Instead of comforting me, you stood your ground. You told me no. You told me to go home. I had to go. That this was highly inappropriate. That we weren't kids anymore, you told me. That I needed to seek professional help. You told me all this with a sort of cold stare. I can't even really describe how it was, but I guess it made me feel as if you weren't there, that there was no soul in the body that was looking at me. as if that you never really had existed. That the man I was talking to was some random stranger. That this person was not Leon, not the Leon that I knew. That he was someone else. Someone else entirely. Perhaps they had finally got to you. Perhaps after all these years, you finally had given in. Perhaps I am the only one left. Only one left in this world. The last living soul, I guess, in this world full of ghosts. The only one left alive. But I can't believe that. It can't be true. You're too strong for that, right? You're too strong. You're like me. Someone who would keep fighting. Fighting and fighting and fighting until there's no skin left on your bones. There's no blood left in your veins. Fighting until your breath has ceased and your brain has melted. That's the person you are, right? You're like me. Right? Come back, Leon. Please come back. Please. Please come back. Please come back.